Learn about a country every day. School is free. See a doctor for free even if for uninsured individuals or illegal residents. Public hospitals must also be treated first. No deposit required. Even if you have been diagnosed with cancer before enrolling in insurance. Serious diseases such as uremia, you can still enjoy free treatment after enrolling in insurance. If you think Central American countries it's all gang-ridden. Drug epidemic. The law and order situation is extremely poor. Then you must not know Costa Rica yet. Although the average monthly salary here only 12,000 renminbi, but 5 days and 8 hours a week is standard. You can only work a maximum of 8 hours of overtime per week. It is completely impossible to one involution in 996. Once the company works overtime illegally will face severe penalties from the Department of Labor. Costa Rica. It has the highest happiness index in the Americas. Known as Switzerland in Central America. In the World Happiness Report 2025, Costa Rica ranks 6th in the world with a score of 7.27. America's first beyond Norway, Switzerland, New Zealand and other developed countries. In the vast majority of countries around the world, the army and armed police are the core guarantees of law and order, let alone being in a gang-violent Central America. However, the operation in Costa Rica is outrageous. As early as 1949, Costa Rica will permanently abolish the standing army. Written into the constitution, there are no soldiers in the country. Only a small amount is responsible. Border control, National Guard, grassroots, community police, area police. Most of them don't carry guns. Even handcuffs are rarely carried. In counter street riots or neighborhood disputes, the police's first reaction is not to draw a weapon to deter. Instead, he went up and pulled both parties to sit down and reason. Call out to neighbors and community elders. Let's help persuade. Even if you encounter petty theft, you should educate first. Very few direct detentions. There has been no war in the country for more than 70 years. No military administration. A changing history of peace. Popularization of high education. The social structure of low inequality. Let Costa Rica formed a strong social trust. Violence is seen by all as the most indecent act. Of course, there is no need to rely on weapons to maintain order. Guatemala in Central America, Honduras, El Salvador and other countries. Every year, hundreds of thousands of people risk their lives to smuggle into the United States, but Costa Ricans are the complete opposite. Less than 2% of the country's population is willing to immigrate. The country with the lowest immigration willingness in Latin America, even lower than the developed countries of Northern Europe. Even if the national minimum wage is only 1/6 that of the United States, ordinary people would rather stay in the country and get a low salary, lead a slow life. I don't want to go to America to earn a high salary. Welfare for all, a safe environment without conflict, and the concept of pure life. Let Costa Rica. There is absolutely no need to uproot motivation to make a living for getting used to 996 and the overtime culture of East Asians. The workplace in Costa Rica is astounding. As soon as the off-duty time is up, even if the job at hand is only 5 minutes left to finish, they will also immediately turn off the computer and leave. Never delay 1 second. If the boss dares to mention overtime, the employee will go to the union to complain. A potential employer can face a hefty fine. Even included in the business blacklist, the supermarket cashier arrives at get off work even if there are more than a dozen people in line. Also close the checkout page directly. Scenic restaurant. The store is absolutely closed on holidays. Even if the tourists are full, they can make several times the money. Never open for business. And here's what's even more outrageous. Statutory 2 weeks of paid annual leave. Employees must take full leave. I can't stop. If the boss dares to use a raise, promotion induces employees to give up annual leave directly. Illegal. Costa Rica is located in Central America, terrestrial North America, Eastern Caribbean Sea, west side Pacific North to Nicaragua to the east, south and Panama Pillion. The total land area is about 51,000 square kilometers. Total population about 5.04 million. The official language is Spanish. Costa Rica has the most stable economy in Central America, the country with the highest level of development. National nominal GDP in 2024 is about $95.30 billion, about $18,600 per person. It is widely believed that Central American countries only have tourism and low-end industries. However, Costa Rica, the most competitive industries are high-end precision manufacturing. Top 20 medical apparatus companies in the world. There are 14 in Costa Rica. It's the second largest medical prosthetic in the world. The third largest exporter of cardiovascular devices. Products are mainly supplied to the United States European Union market. It is the only one in Latin America that can produce high-end precision medical consumption material. Country, and not only that, Intel is still there. Established the largest semiconductor package in Latin America test base. Meanwhile, Microsoft, IBM, and other companies have also established chip design here and electronics manufacturing supporting plants. Formed a complete semiconductor supporting industrial chain. Costa Rica has the highest minimum wage in Latin America. From January 2026, national unskilled workers, the minimum monthly salary is approximately 373,092 kroner, equivalent to about 5,500 yuan. Even grassroots waiters and agricultural odd jobs, you get an income that covers basic food and clothing. 2026, the national average monthly salary is about 12,000 yuan. At the same time, Costa Rica It is also the most expensive country in Central America. The overall price level is close to that of developed countries in Europe, America and other regions, 1.5 to 2 times that of our country's new first-tier cities. Rigid demands spending more than 70% of the average household's monthly income. Ordinary people have to be smart to maintain the balance of payments. From the perspective of survival, bottom line, Costa Rican women live better than the vast majority of Latin American countries are better. The world's top livelihood support, so they don't go hungry. You don't look down. Can't afford to go to school, will go bankrupt because of a serious illness. Social stability, good law and order. There were no wars, no gangs. Survival security is full. This is the dream of ordinary people in many countries. However, from the perspective of material life, they are not well off. High prices, high housing prices and limited income let the ordinary working class almost moonlight. It's hard to save money. It's hard to buy a house or a car. There is little room for improvement in the quality of life. Want to be rich? Achieving a class leap is extremely difficult. From the perspective of spiritual well-being, they were doing great again. No involution. Number 996. Spend enough time with your family and enjoy life. Harmony between man and nature. Happiness consistently ranks among the top in the world. This is the average person in many high-income countries unable to have. Many people think all Latin American countries are like Mexico, like Peru and Bolivia. There are a large number of indigenous people and a strong Indian culture. However, Costa Rica, of Latin American ancestry, the country with the lowest proportion, more than 98% of the country's population for whites and Indo-Europeans. The Spanish colonial period in history, there are very few indigenous people and mostly assimilated. There were no large indigenous settlements. There's almost no Indian tradition. Language and customs completely different from the Andes countries of Mexico. Costa Rica, the world's best retirement destinations. Year-round International Living Magazine World's Best, top of the list of retirement countries in 2021. It will rank first in the world as North America, the preferred overseas retirement destination for European retirees. A pleasant climate like spring and all seasons. Benchmarking European and American medical systems, far lower than the price in Europe and the United States. Slow pace of life, mature expat community, and a safe living environment together created the core advantages of Costa Rica's pension system. Costa Rica, it's not the stereotype of turbulence, small and uneasy Central American country. It's not in the marketing filter. Perfect utopia. High prices let the ordinary working class long moonlight. Limited domestic market. It's not easy to jump up the ladder. He can't give people a chance to get rich overnight. It won't be a gold rush for profit seekers, but he gave it to every ordinary person. The most precious thing. Don't have the confidence to go bankrupt over a serious illness. The peace of mind that you don't have to empty your family for education. The joy of life without being overdrawn. By 996. You don't have to leave your hometown to make a living. This is Costa Rica. He spent more than 70 years, walked out the path to development that subverts all established perceptions.